3. It's week
Nope.
fucking 3.
No.
Huh?
It's all good, bro. It's all good. Fuck the whole thing. Can we cut? Can we go again? I'm sorry.
We're cut. All right, in 3, 2, 1, go.
On September 28th, 2020, everyone thought Lamar Jackson and Little Joe Jackson were buried for forever. Little did the Pharaoh and Patrick Mahomes know that we were slowly but surely plotting our revenge to come back and make sure that this past Sunday and Sunday Night Football, that Patrick Mahomes and Michael the Pharaoh Shanuti finally rested in peace. And this year, we are back. We will be completely dominant. The dead man is coming, and there is no stopping us from winning a Super Bowl. Sunday, January 28th, 2022, the same thing will happen to you in the AFC Championship game, Patrick. And the Pharaoh, once again, you will rest in peace. And you will remember who is the number 1 quarterback of all time.
All right, am I allowed to talk now?
I don't. What do you mean? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's Face of the Franchise. I am here with my second in command. That is, of course, Michael the Pharaoh Shanuti. We are here in week 3.
Not second in command. Not second in command when I have to do now the show.
Of NFL. Boy, howdy, am I feeling great. I got a little surprise for you that I don't know what's coming.
Hey, my name is Joe. All I care about is myself. No, fuck Michael's work schedule, everything he has to do. Fuck his life, fuck his loved ones. No, it's all about Joey. It's all about Joey. No, go ahead.
You had options open. I had oblos, okay? Listen, you want to go ahead. I want to be creative and innovative. I want to steal other shows'
I want to give everybody a taste. I want everybody to give a taste of what I have to go through every day.
No, you want to steal everybody's bits. I have obligations.
No,
you had the options to do last night. You had the option to do this afternoon.
It's so funny.
You chose 10 in the morning to
record. At least the guy you're talking about shows up every once in a while on time. I have to do this now. I'm driving through Tyson's, and I'm probably gonna get shit for it for like, oh, Mike was driving with headphones in and fucking doing Skype and nobody could see him. Well, what am I supposed to do when the guy gives me 2 times that he can only fucking record? But I'm second in command. Suck my brown dick.
Clearly you are.
Suck my brown dick. Suck my brown.
Clearly I'm riding the driver's
genitalia.
Seat. I gave you options.
Hear it.
You could have been an alpha. You could have big dissed me. You could have said, no, we're doing it tonight. No, we're doing it when you go ahead and you get in Jersey.
Okay, next time, I'm going to open up the Skype at the time that I want. And if you're not there, it's going to be just the Michael Shanuti show then.
Listen, I understand your team's having offensive struggles. You clearly were wrong on who's the best quarterback of all time. You made a lot of mistakes.
Please do not start with the offensive struggles when your defense made Daniel Jones look like Michael fucking Vick. Let's not.
I'm sorry. See, that's your problem too.
Let's not throw rocks. Daniel Jones is over here rushing for 85 fucking yards, and then Saquon Barkley gave you a 45 piece. No. We want to talk about struggles. Oh, top 5 defense. My fucking brown ass, dude. You're over here making Daniel Jones.
You're bringing up race a lot in this show already, and it's making me extremely comfortable. Number 2, uncomfortable.
I'm talking about my brown ass. I'm talking about my brown ass. I'm not talking about anybody else's brown ass. You can kiss it because you're over here talking about team struggles. But you're over there talking about shit. When Tyler Heineke threw a
you like to make general swooping accusations about other races on other shows. I'm not going to speak on this show.
You are so lucky. You are so lucky that you played the New York Giants, and that's what happened. Because
I have one question for you. What was the end result of that game for the Washington football team?
The end result was, Daniel Jones is an idiot. And that they had no idea what to do.
No, I don't need all this extra content.
No. You guys won on pure first of all, pure bullshit because he didn't even fucking get off sides. Let's just start with that. Second, Daniel Jones looks like Michael Vick because whenever he plays the Washington football team, you guys think that Saquon Barkley all of a sudden is going to have fucking juice in them legs again. I don't understand your defensive scheme, but I guess Jack Del Rio does. So,
Listen, what was the end result? I don't need all this background, this extra jibber jabber, and la da 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 da. We won the game. What was the end result of your game? What was the end result of your game?
So we're both 1-1. So if you want to get technical with it, we're both 1-1. There you go. Congratulations. End of story. Doesn't matter how you won the game. Doesn't matter how you lost the game. At the end of the day, they look at records. And it's 1-1. So
what happened this past? I'm looking at this past week. We're here to talk about this past week. You guys
the past week.
But
the past week.
Listen, second command.
You're talking about 5 starters on defense gone. Number one, and you're talking about our quarterback absolutely getting demolished. It's fine. That's fine. I mean, we could keep talking about. We're not making excuses, but over here you're making an excuse about your defense giving up rushing yards to probably the most uncoordinated quarterback I've ever seen in my entire adult life.
Listen, we've already done. Let's just go into this segment we're planning to do now.
Yeah. We're gonna just do all this now because
let's just do it now.
You got the fire hot. Congratulations.
So, oh, shocker. There's a new segment where we're going to talk about our team's games in the previous week. We're going to go ahead and leave them off going forward of our surprise disappointments game of the weeks. Let's get into mine first, since clearly you want to talk about it, and then we'll go ahead and get into the injuries. I do want to hear what your thoughts are on what's going to happen with TJ.
I would love to hear Joey's explanation of what he saw of the fucking Raiders and Steelers game, because that's what everybody wants to hear. Let's hear what Joey has to say when he probably didn't even watch the game and he was looking at like seven other games.
I had 2 screens going. The 2 screens that were going was your game.
You're probably watching the Bills.
Was your game in that god-awful Eagles and Falcons game. But your game was the main game I was paying attention to.
First of all, that's how I know. No, you already put yourself in a bind because I know.
So I guess we're talking about your game first. See, my second man doesn't even listen. So all right, let's talk about your game.
First of all, the Eagles played the 49ers. Let's start off with facts and not rambling nonsense that you're putting out into the world.
Hey, listen, we're recording early. My mind's still waking up here. Yes, Eagles and 49ers.
It is 11 o'clock. What the fuck?
You know what? I can own up to my mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes.
You clearly can't own up to yours. Be a member of society. You said you clearly can't own up to yours. It's early. It's 11.
Let me get us back on track here, okay? All right, so I was watching the Eagles and 49ers game, but mostly watching the Raiders and Steelers game. What I saw was very simply this: an offense that continues to be lackluster, that cannot let go of a quarterback they needed to dump 3 or 4 years ago. I don't want to hear, he needed to show he could do his last ride. You should have drafted a quarterback. There's a lot of great options for the future.
Here we go again.
The only promising thing
the quarterbacks are looking real well right now.
Was Najee Harris. He looked good. We know what he's capable of. Are you going to let me talk? Or are you going to talk over me the whole time?
Oh, because you're over here talking about nonsense. 3-4 years ago, we were at 13-3.
Here's my explanation.
We were 13-3 4 years ago.
They had 4 or 5 years ago, they should have dumped him. With that being said.
Please stop talking.
With that being said, 4 or 5 years ago. With that being said,
the defense, the credibility of this show is going lower and lower with every moment you're talking right now. Because Ben Roethlisberger,
with my defense, I think we are slowly but surely. We looked like we were a little stalled out for sure. Yes, I understand the injuries in the Steelers defense. What's TJ Watt's outlook like in the next couple of weeks? Who knows? But I just think that this team is not all that we thought they were. I think they're more so what they look like the last couple of weeks of the season. I think this is a team that is been in a rebuilding mode for a lot longer than we actually realized. The defense, yes, once they get back healthy, is still a threat. That is the Steelers' defense. That's what they do. But this offense is in trouble. The Steelers are in trouble. And the Raiders, hey, Chucky's got his team moving and grooving. They look legit. This is a good, solid team. He found other receivers besides, you remember there's other receivers on the team besides Darren Waller. You guys absolutely shut him down. Good for you. Then we saw some Hunter Renfro love. We saw some Ruggs action. We saw a lot of different things that came on and made the Raiders look pretty viable going forward. What is your explanation for your Steelers here, Dave?
All right, you're done with your nonsense, Stephen A. Smith? Jesus Christ on the cross. I've never heard so much.
Do you need a hug?
5 facts.
Do you need someone to tell you they love you?
You're just
It's gonna
falsifying
be okay.
facts. You're
Don't jump
falsifying
off the
facts.
ledge.
Saying Ben Roethlisberger needed to retire 3-4 years ago when literally 2 years ago he led the league in passing yards. All right, number one. Number two, we've talked about this offense in nauseum of how bad the play calling is. I don't care what anybody has said about Ben Roethlisberger and shit. When you can't block it for him and he's getting sacked when they're rushing 4 people and you're having 7 people block, then there's a problem on the
That
offense.
O-line is awful.
The O-line is terrible. I'm sorry for whatever I said about this O-line because I'm pretty sure I said it couldn't get worse than last year. Oh, it's worse than last year. It's like really bad. Okay, number one. Number two, thank you for talking about my man Harris. Harris is right now in a situation where he's in purgatory because there is no.
I'm sorry, you said he led the league in passing yards 2 years ago, correct?
It's about 2 years ago, yeah, right?
He isn't even on the top 10 in
Okay, when was
2019.
that?
So that was 2
Joey,
years ago. Are you talking 2018?
2018, maybe. I don't know. I remember it was the year we missed the playoffs when it was probably the year the AB went crazy. It was 2018.
Okay, you know what? I'll give that. I'll shave off a year. He should have retired after that peak year, which was 2018.
Whatever, Joey. And
2 years ago, incorrect. Look, there's a mistake from you. You're slipping, you're slacking, but we'll go ahead and hear whatever you have to pull out of your ass.
2 years ago. What happened 2 years ago? Hey, let me ask you a question. What happened 2 years ago? Do you remember?
I remember that Ben was one of the worst quarterbacks in the league.
That's why I know you're not paying attention.
He was injured. I know what happened. He was injured majority of the season.
How can you say he's the worst?
Clearly, he was broken then, and he should have retired in 2019.
Anyways,
should have retired in 2019. All I'm asking is don't misspeak on this show. Don't make swooping generalizations about brown people.
You were over here talking about the Eagles Falcons. That was the game in week 1. We're in week 3, buddy.
Listen, we were talking about week 2, and I haven't had my second cup of coffee. You have no excuse.
Dog, you just said it's early. It's 11
o'clock.
Let's get to the show here, buddy. Be a functional member of society. 1. Number 2, Harris is fine. We got to get him in space.
2 job working here, helping out the special needs, helping out society. What are you doing besides being?
Are you serious? I work for a nonprofit organization that helps orphans.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Look me up. Second, the defense is fine. We have a lot of injuries, but everybody should be back next week. It happens. The Raiders look good. Don't take anything away from the Raiders. I'm giving the Raiders this win. We did a lot of stuff to hurt ourselves, but the Raiders took advantage of it. It happens. They beat Baltimore. They beat us. So who knows? We'll see how they look. They play Miami, so they're probably going to go 3-0. We play the Bengals, so hopefully it's a get-right game. I'm not going to talk ad nauseum about the offense and defense. It just all looks bad. Next week, hopefully, this week they do well. That's it, because after that, we go to GB. We'll probably lose to Green Bay because Aaron Rodgers is probably going to do some relaxed shit again, and here we are again. That's it. So,
I'm sorry, Newt. I tuned you out most of that time. I was looking at how good I look now that I'm shaved.
Oh, that you look like literally a pubescent boy.
I went from a 7.5 to back up to a 9.
Okay. Now let's talk about the Washington football team. How bad their defense is. Because Jesus Christ on the cross. How do you fucking call yourself a top 5 defense where you're allowing Daniel Jones to look like Michael Vick, and then fucking Slayton, out of all players, Slayton came out of nowhere, catches a touchdown. You also made Saquon look fine. You also made Sterling Shepard look like the best possession receiver I've ever seen in my entire life. Number 1, I do not take anything away from Tyler Heineke, even with that stupid.
I'm sorry, what's his name?
Tyler Heineke.
It's Tyler?
Taylor? Is it Taylor?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway,
Heineke.
Taylor Heineke, first of all, the guy is a gamer. Fine. He's a gunslinger. It happens. He throws a pick. He's trying to win the game. It's not like you found your franchise quarterback in him. Don't blame him.
I definitely feel like you're taking a little bit away from what he did.
I'm just taking away from your defense. That's what all I heard this offseason, how good the defense is. How good the defense is that. And all of a sudden,
whenever you're done spewing garbage out of your mouth.
Oh, don't worry, buddy. because you're over there spewing garbage about Pittsburgh. I'm going to spew whatever the fuck I want.
I was spewing facts. I was preaching facts and just making sure that everyone's aware. Unlike some biased, narcissistic,
here's the deal.
warped, racist
Herbert is
Steelers
probably
fan.
Herbert's probably a top 5, top 10 quarterback in the league. I'm not going to take any away from him. But when you convert 14 out of 18 third downs, you have a problem. You can't get off the fucking field. And then you couldn't get off the fucking field against the Giants when Daniel Jones looked like Michael fucking Vick. So I don't understand. What is going on with the defense? What's going on with anything anymore? Your offense seems like to be the one that's carrying this defense. In my opinion.
Still keep the Washington defense in your fantasy lineups. Don't give on them quite yet.
They're playing the Buffalo Bills, by the way.
We still have they do, and I'm starting them this week. They still have Jesus They still have a solid chance at one being a top 5 defense. 2, they still have incredible talent at that front 7. So yeah, we can have a week or 2 off. It's gonna happen.
Or 2 off.
It's still a very young core. So I mean, again, give them time. I'm not worried about them at all. It's
okay.
Daniel Jones has always played well against us, man. He has historically played well against us, even when this defense was on fire. Even when we were one of the top defenses last year in our peak, he still did well against us. Listen, we all have our Achilles heels. These are all professional offenses, and any day, any week, they can come and they can get us on a bad day. And I'm fully admit we had a bad day. We can't let Darius Slayton look like he's a top 5 wide receiver. We can't let Daniel Jones look like he should sign a $500 million contract like Patrick Mahomes. I mean, and we can't let him look like he's their second running back to say. They did this all last year. Am I going to get my explanation in?
No, these are double standard. Because right now you're giving a pass to the defense. You're giving a pass to everything. When you're over there saying, everybody has an Achilles heel. Well, the Raiders have been our Achilles heel for years. It happens. We lose to them all the time. I don't fucking understand it either, but it happens. No matter how good they are, no matter how bad they are, they usually beat us. And the offense looked terrible, which, like your defense, looked terrible. And you're giving them a pass. So why not give our offense a pass for another week or 2?
Because here's the difference. I'm glad you said that. Your offense has shown now a history, at least in the last 10 months of play, that they are slowly but surely falling off. This defense at least has evidence towards the end of the season last year and the majority of the season last year that they have got what it takes.
I won't reveal my source because I know you're a psychopath and you'll probably call him or text him. But a source of mine who is a big Washington football team fan did bring up something. I'm not a snitch. He did bring up something, and I do agree with him. You remember that? So those games that you won at the end, name me the best quarterback you played during that time. The best quarterback.
Oh, okay, I see where you're going with this. We played a lot of 500 teams, and the best quarterback that played against us was probably Jalen Hurts, and he got pulled out.
Jalen Hurts, probably. Matthew Stafford, probably.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, which you went toe-to-toe with Tom Brady, but Tom Brady still got his, which is fine because it's Tom Brady. Heineke, like I said, Heineke had a game. That's his. But now here's the situation. Now you played Herbert. He kind of diced you up, even though he didn't have any touchdowns. Like I said, 14 of 18. And then you have Daniel Jones, who I don't understand. Listen, I get it if he does it 4 or 5 times, and it's like, okay, what up? But you guys didn't adjust to it. Like, I don't understand why they didn't adjust to what they saw, and they know that Daniel Jones was running because he saw the outside. Nobody spied him. Nobody stayed in their lane. Even Sweat at one point he bit on it.
Yep.
I was like, what are you biting on? Like
they were biting on it again and again. It was literally like when you go in Madden and you play a live Madden and a play works and the guy just can't figure it out and you go again and again. I get it. And Hunter makes a good point. Hunter Lipsky, who clearly is your inside guy here, makes a great point.
I mean, I don't snitch.
Hunter Lipsky makes a great point. Hunter makes a great point, and that is that we didn't really face, besides Tom Brady, which I think states a lot right there and kind of puts a nail in his balloon there and pops it. I think there's too much talent on this defense for us just to write them off because Daniel Jones cards it. Listen, That's one of the teams that knows us best. We were clearly showing we were weak against that. Yes, I will. The thing I will admit to, and I will fully be self-aware of, no bit, no nothing, is we got to adjust to that. Daniel Jones cannot
Thank
have
you.
almost
That's
100 yards
why.
rushing against. I mean, it's just
That's what I just don't understand. Like,
yeah.
why didn't you adjust to it? Like, you knew
Listen,
Saquon was hurt.
so if for the sake of moving on to the next segment, for both
Because
of
you
us,
want to do your Lamar shit, which it's fine. I have a lot of points on the Lamar shit. But anyways,
I don't know what you're talking about right now, but yeah.
And at the end of this whole conversation is both our teams have problems. We're both 1-1. It happens.
Yeah.
Stop. We're panic. Like literally, we're arguing. And it's week 2, and I don't even know if anything is going to be the same. Like you guys, what? Didn't you guys start 0-2 and made the playoffs? We started 11-0 and fucking got mollywopped by the Browns. I mean, shit happens in a month.
For both our sakes, and I agree with you, for both our sakes, let's pump the brakes. You know, there's something I said to you yesterday when we were talking on the phone, and that was everybody's a little bit extra this year. Everybody's a little extra hot this year.
You know what?
Last year was a fever dream. This is why last year was a fever dream.
Yep.
It wasn't real football. And this year, football's officially back, and it's like we legitimately have had 2 years off of football, so everybody's coming in super hot, ourselves included. We can go ahead and claim that we are victims to that, and we'll pump the brakes. There's again 15 weeks left of football. Let's go ahead. Let's relax. We'll reevaluate at the halfway point, and we can have this argument then.
All right, moving on to bigger news. Let's just run through this, and then you can do your little board. Slew of injuries. So 49ers have no running back. They probably are going to start Chris Thompson at some point. This is how as bad as it gets. Obviously Carson Wentz, he can't stay healthy to save his life. He has basically two sprained ankles, which I didn't understand how you could do that unless you get crossed over in basketball. So congratulations on that. Who else? Tua, broken rib, won't play this week. Deontay Johnson for the Steelers got hurt on the last play of the game. Tomlin did his Tomlin shit where I just don't know if he's going to play or not. Then is suffering from a pec injury.
What's TJ's status?
TJ has a groin. He was limited in practice Wednesday. We'll see how he does Thursday and Friday practice. Same with Hayden. Bush participated in a full practice, so he's going to play this weekend. So as long as we have at least 3 or 4 of those guys back, I'm not too worried because the Bengals' offensive line has not covered Burrow's ass. I'm just worried about who's going to cover Chase, Higgins, and Boyd because low-key, it's kind of a nice trio. So hopefully we will be ready for that. Other
injuries over here. I got you, Nate, with the rest there. There were some pretty big ones this week. Let's not forget Jarvis Landry, huge fantasy injury.
IR.
Yeah, on IR potential. I mean, this is usually this kind of MCL injury. He's undergoing an MRI. Usually this kind of it's not good. It could smell a season ender here for Jarvis. Bradley Chubb, ankle injury. I think he'll be back and good after a couple weeks.
Soon.
Yeah. Then we had Dalvin Cook. Anything to be alarmed here?
Dalvin Cook is good.
Dalvin Cook is looking like he's good. We had a Russell Gage ankle. We'll see what's going on there. A little bit of scare with Amari Cooper, but came back and won the game. And then we have Justin Fields that's going to get his first official start. Andy Dalton suffering that knee injury.
Yep, good point. Good point with the here we go. We're going to finally get the Justin Fields experience. Hopefully the next person is Trey Lance, and then all first-round quarterbacks will be starters in the NFL by week 4 or 5 is my prediction. So let's do this thing. And then
the Newton Jet on the same page.
Yep. And for more quarterback news, we go over to Seattle, where nothing is very sleepless there. That was a bad joke, but
best transition you've ever had. We deserve an Emmy. The Emmys were Sunday night. You deserve an Emmy. That was fantastic.
But, shout out to Ted Lasso sweeping. Probably one of the better shows. Go watch Ted Lasso if you have Apple Plus.
Face of the franchise, been on Ted Lasso since when it came out in August, week 1, 2020.
Yes, very true, very true. Big Jason Sudeikis guys. Big Jason Sudeikis.
Huge Jason Sudeikis guys since his SNL days. Absolutely love him to death. The assholes with Kristen Wiig. Great SNL sketch.
Yep. So the reason why we bring up Seattle is Russell Wilson is probably the 3rd best quarterback right now behind Tom Brady and Kyler. He's been throwing dimes. Yes, they lost to Tennessee, but if you watch the game, you wouldn't blame that on Russ unless you're Pete Carroll, who said Russ needs to do a little bit more in overtime for us to win.
Yeah, dude, I got the exact quote here for us.
Go for it.
It was yeah, I wish Russell could have helped us out there, maybe check down, but that didn't happen.
Oh, guess what? Pete Carroll, let me ask you a question. How many rushing yards did Derrick Henry have? Oh, over almost 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Yeah, I don't think you could blame Russell to not tackle a fucking train that you should game plan every week.
And quick fantasy note, 47.7 points. Everyone got buried by him. Of course, in less news, you had who? Aaron Jones, who came back and maybe won you the game if you were down, let's say, like 40 points, because Aaron Jones got exactly 41 points and you won your fantasy game by 0.9, making it the greatest comeback in fantasy history.
I had somebody buried and Aaron Jones came back and won the game. I think it was like probably the highest combined score in the league. So
was that in Forgotten Goonies?
Yeah,
that was Forgotten Goonies, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I lost because of that. That's great. Anyways, but yes, I mean Pete Carroll is a moron. I don't understand his disdain for Russell Wilson as much as he has. Because if it wasn't for Russell Wilson, I promise you, this team wouldn't even. It'd be in the gutter. This team would be awful. The defense is bad.
Do you think it was kind of a bounce back jab for his comments in May earlier this year, where Russell kind of caused a little bit of a flare up as QB drama was kind of the trend of this past offseason? But do you think it was any kind of just a little like fuck you or a little jab at Russ for him saying that he'd like to have more, which he should, in the decision making process, which a lot of these quarterbacks are kind of trending towards these days?
I don't know, man. I really just don't think. I think Pete Carroll is one of those coaches that says it's all because of me that this is happening. Like, oh, we went to all those Super Bowls because of me. We did all this because of me.
Yeah, it is.
And in my personal opinion, no, Pete Carroll, I'm sorry. You had a great team. Shit, that defense was number 1 in the league. Russ was in the height of his game. Your run game with Marshawn Lynch. Like, sorry, like I could have coached the team and we'd win a Super Bowl. Like, I hate to be that guy, and I'm not. Pete Carroll's a good coach and all, but at the same time, it's like, don't do that to your quarterback when your defense is giving 300 fucking yards on the ground. Like,
and you had one of the best secondaries of all time at that time too. So it's a little like, yes, Pete Carroll, you put in a decent system, yada yada yada, but like it was. Again, like you said, you or I could have coached that team, and they probably would have likely won the Super Bowl. They probably would have likely won 2 because we would have handed to Marshawn Lynch on 4th and 1.
Oh my God! Don't start. God, worst speed of all time. Worst speed of all time. They would have covered. Fucking.
I just think this is more. I mean, Pete Carroll's always been that kind of odd guy. Maybe it's him. He just had a 70th birthday. Maybe he's kind of looking a little bit reflective back on life and trying to feel like he grabbed more credit than he truly deserves. I don't know what's going through this guy's mind, but he's always kind of had that weird. If you look at some of the beat articles on this dude, a lot of the people are saying this is out of character for him. The local beat, like Seattle articles, but I disagree. This is always kind of like a weird. He always has these weird little moments, and this is definitely one of them where it just doesn't really seem to make sense why he would do that.
I just think he's just I mean, the ego is stroked at this point, and I just think he thinks he's better than what he is, which is fine. I think he's a top. If I had to rank him, he'd be 6th or 7th coach just in my head right now, which is perfect. Like, that's a good coach, but at the same time, it's just like you do stupid shit like this more often than not, and I'm just like, can you be trusted? And can your quarterback trust you when you're just like not letting him throw the ball and you're handing it off to Chris Carson? Nothing wrong with Chris Carson. I'm just saying, you have one of the best quarterbacks in the league and a fucking monumental freak in DK and a speedster in Tyler Lockett. Jesus, Tyler Lockett, I swear, goes for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns every game on 5 receptions. And you're just letting him sit there, and you're blaming him.
Yeah.
And you're blaming him for your loss when you're giving up 300 yards rushing. And I keep saying that because you stop Derrick Henry for 1 touchdown, you win the game. That's it. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, you can't put that on Russ. But I mean, speaking of baffling and confusing and stupid shit, dude, I'm glad you mentioned that because that's exactly what the fuck this taunting penalty is. This is a part of the new rules that were approved that started this year, along with the 17 game rule this year. So I guess they were trying to make their point, but you can't even enjoy a good play you made anymore. You can't even go ahead and have a brief moment of celebration because they were everything. The Chargers win that game if it weren't for taunting penalties.
Unbelievable, dude. Let me tell you about the taunting penalty. And you know what's funny?
Please, break it down, baby.
I think we both listen to the same podcast. Pardon my take. Good listen. But Big Cat even said it. Bill Belichick,
a competitor, but we still like to listen. Yeah.
Bill Belichick, probably the biggest hard ass of all time, said to a group of college kids at Rutgers, saying, "You should celebrate. You should actually celebrate a good win because you practice all week to fight and it brings energy to the team. It does this, everybody gets involved in all this stuff." And I'm like, that's true.
The biggest curmudgeon, by the way, who you wouldn't think would like celebrations, who you wouldn't be totally with this new taunting penalty, says this.
Yeah, and it's funny because he tells them, it's like, dude, you worked hard to do it. And you know what's funny? When you taunt, not taunt, you're not going up to the guy. Obviously, there's no room for people pushing people or stuff like that, but giving somebody the peace sign or the wave, that's awesome. It just shows that you're in the guy's head and the guy doesn't know what to do. You just basically
were throwing it for guys. Sorry to interject. They were throwing it for guys that were flexing, dude. I mean, it's insane.
I just think it
was insane.
That's why I call it the no fun league. Sometimes I'm I don't the person who wanted it the most was Jim Mora, the fucking old guy for the New York Giants, and it's just it just shows. It's you want the NFL to be this crazy thing, and it's just you can't have that. You need to have some celebration. You need to do things because in the NBA you have dunks, in the MLB they have home runs. You need something in the NFL with the touchdown to get people going. Imagine if you tell Chad Ochocinco not to do what he does, not dancing, not do anything. That energizes the team. It energizes me as a fan. So
it's part of the game. There's no great baseball without Tatis doing a backflip. There is no basketball without LeBron yamming it down and him going ahead and flexing, or a no-look three from Steph, whatever it may be. And same thing with the NFL. There is no NFL without celebrations. There just isn't. Whether it's a coordinated team celebration, which I thought they were going to let them get away with, it was looking like last year and the year before, even though they put some limits on it. It looked like, okay, you guys can kind of do your thing. And this is it was out of control. And it definitely influenced at least 3 or 4 games and the outcome of 3 or 4 games. It was, dude. It's just
Give me a better explanation. Give me a better explanation to this. Because clearly, I don't understand this taunting rule. Because I saw 20 things that could be taunting. I saw 20, and one thing was taunting and the others weren't. So, either don't take this. Actually, just take it all out. Don't even explain it to me. Just take it out. Let these dudes do what they do. Let them be fucking kids for once. I understand that they're professionals. But for God's sakes, if you and me were playing and we just took on 10 guys and then we just pushed them all 5 yards, of course I'm going to taunt. Of course I'm going to be fucking yelling in my face because we just dominated your ass.
Right. We just got the best of you on this play, and we're going to let you fucking know it. That's called good play. That's called getting in your competitor's head, and this is all part of the game. It's insane. Speaking of Pete Carroll, he came out this week, and you probably saw this, and said it's opening up a can of worms, and it really is. The NFL stood their ground, said that it's going to take players time to adjust. Everything when it's planned. Very Roger Goodell-esque, military-esque straight line spin of it all. It did not go well. It was an absolute disaster. The NFL is going to be going backwards on this in a couple weeks. I guarantee you. They're going to go ahead and give us the, stand their ground for a couple more weeks. And I guarantee you by next year, this is going to be adjusted. I mean, it's just blasphemy, and it's definitely going to affect more games to come this week. So be ready for that, dude.
I'm just in shock and awe. I'm just still in shock and awe that whoever voted for this is stupid. But anyways, moving on.
Speaking of being in shock and awe, I know you didn't see this coming. I did a promo earlier that totally worked out the way I wanted to, and you didn't know that I was doing this. But, Nude, we're back. I have risen from the dead. Lamar Jackson.
Time out. Before you start with this stupid thing, let me just tell the listeners. He's going back on his word for a third time. So
I don't know what
Lamar. He is on Lamar. He is off Lamar. Now he's back on Lamar. And now I want to tell everybody, you know who the third best rushing person is in the NFL?
No. First off, I was never off Lamar. I was
You were
never off
off
Lamar.
Lamar.
I was simply
You were
putting on a
off-
facade.
No.
I was putting on a facade, putting on this face, a good face, so we didn't have the circus, so I didn't have to hear it all from you.
You're
So
starting
we have been
circus.
plotting,
You
scheming,
are
and planning. Little
you
Joe,
are Barney,
Jackson,
you are
and
the
Lamar
Bills.
have risen
Oh my
from
God.
the dead.
Oh my
Just like
God.
the
Please
Undertaker,
stop.
just like Christ, and we are back to show you who is going to be the best quarterback when it's all said and done, and we show you that example
Clyde
exactly
Edwards-Helaire. Thank you so much for this, by the way.
as
Thank you so
planned
much for ruining
Sunday night.
my day. Thank you for ruining my Sunday, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Thank you for ruining what's happening right now, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Thank you for being the worst fucking running back I've ever seen in my fucking goddamn fucking life, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You are terrible. Listen, I'm going to let you talk about Lamar, but I'm going to talk about the Chiefs real quick. What in God's fucking green earth are you doing? Why are you giving him the ball? He hasn't run the ball since, I don't know, Vietnam. Like, he fucking sucks. Like, ever since he came back from LSU. Oh, my God. He fucking blows dicks. Like, please stop giving this man the fucking football. He is ass. Throw the ball to Kelsey. He is your new fucking running back. I don't care. I'd rather have Patrick Mahomes run the ball. I'd rather have him.
Have Tariq be running back in. Have Tariq go ahead and play running back.
You have 25 fucking track stars. Pick one. Clyde Edwards-Helaire clearly can't run the ball and hold on to the fucking football. Get his fucking bitch ass out. I'm done with this shit. I am sick of this shit. NFL coaches make things way harder on themselves. I don't fucking understand. Even Andy Reid, one of the better offensive minds in football, makes it harder on himself. Why would you give him a chance to get the football? Shit, take 3 knees and let your defense take care of it from there. Honestly, like it does not register in my brain. Why you give this guy the fucking football? Like, and then you give Lamar, the guy who's he's rushing better than any running back I've ever seen. Not trying to make a fucking joke right now. I'm
sorry.
serious.
You know he was 18 and 26, right?
Oh my God! I said I'm not making a joke. But he did have 100 plus. He's making 100 plus fucking rushing, right? He had 100 plus rushing.
He made the passes he needed to make to get the game won. He did.
My point is, he rushed the ball very efficiently, and the running back, like Williams ran the ball well, Murray ran the ball well. You had 3 pick sixes on this guy. Like I'm in shock and awe what I saw that Sunday night. Like, if this had to be the game that wakes up the Chiefs, it definitely, hopefully did, because that is utterly insane. I'm happy it did, because I'm done with this bullshit that they do where they just go down a couple of scores. We're the Chiefs. We'll come back. Blah blah blah. Let's all fuck around and do this because it's the Cleveland Browns.
It's a good impression of Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like, be a fucking team that fucking dominates. Don't be a pussy ass team that puts on the gas when you have to. Fucking kill people. Be a fucking team. If the Steelers did that, I'd be 10 times as pissed. Because if I knew we had a good offense and then they did all this shit that the Chiefs were doing, I'd call every win a bullshit win, because you're right now you're toying with competition that will come and bite you in the ass. And it did. It finally did. So I'm actually kind of happy that the Ravens won, because it will wake up the Chiefs, and Lamar did not put anybody on notice with his passing. I don't care if he was 18 for goddamn whatever, because some of the passes that he made, everybody was wide the goddamn open. So, I mean, if Ben had wide open passes like that, Jesus, we'd be fucking undefeated. So, there you go.
Yeah, I definitely will say that was a frustrating Chiefs offense. I think that the game will wake them up. Going off kilter and off bit for a moment, I definitely think this will wake them up. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, let's go ahead and put a fork in him. Whatever we want to make him out to be, whatever we expect him to be, he's not. Right? He's not.
Garbage.
He's garbage.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want
to hear
his fucking name anymore. I don't want to hear Clyde Edwards-Helaire breakout. No. Clyde Edwards, no. He is just another running back in this Chiefs offense. I don't give a fuck.
He's McDonald's warmed up in the microwave, dude.
Thank you.
Simply what he is. Absolutely. McDonald's warmed up in the microwave garbage. No one wants to eat that. No one wants to touch that. I don't say drop him on your fantasy teams, but he definitely is getting a bench going forward. Or trade him away if you can, like I did this past week. It's really disappointing to kind of see what he's turned out to be, but sometimes that's the way it works in the NFL. I am officially labeling that man a bust. Now, back to the main topic of conversation here.
Again, make it quick.
Last 6 months, I went ahead, I put on a facade. Lamar Jackson and Little Joe Jackson are officially back. He is going to have the better career. He proved it. You can go ahead and you can make all the news you want to him being the great running quarterback or whatever the hell you want to say. He made the passes he needed to make. He still has less losses now than Lamar Jackson in the regular season. He's 31-8. Lamar Jackson is 39 and 9.
This is like it's like I'm in deja vu.
What matters is the win.
It's gonna happen again.
He got the win. It doesn't matter how you get it done. He got the
win in the regular season in week 2, man. Like let's not be like, come on.
All great superheroes defeat their kryptonite and then go on to be the legends they are. That's what Superman had to do with Lex Luthor. He did it.
When he goes to the AFC, if he goes to the AFC Championship game and plays the Chiefs, I swear on my life, Joey, if he beats Patrick Mahomes in that situation, it could be divisional or championship because I doubt they'll play each other in like wild card weekend. And he beats them. I promise you won't hear another fucking word about me and Lamar. I will call.
You will have to finally admit that I was correct. You will have to admit that I was correct.
No. Because you know what? Yes, because you admit that I was correct when Patrick Mahomes did it. So if he does it, then I'll say this. I won't admit you're correct. I will admit you're correct.
He was backhanded.
No, because this is not backhand. He's still, I mean, Mahomes still has the record on him and a Super Bowl. So let's not do this. I will admit Lamar Jackson is a quarterback, and I will never call him a running back. And he is the best quarterback to go against Mahomes besides Tom Brady.
You will admit that you'll have to admit that he is on par with Mahomes, and then when he wins a second Super Bowl, you'll have to admit that
No. If he wins the Super Bowl, then yes. If he beats him, then you get what I said. If he wins the Super Bowl, you get what you said about the on par. And then if he wins the second Super Bowl and Mahomes doesn't have a second Super Bowl, then yes, I will say
Skype handshake on that. And you can go ahead and check. I think there was Little Joe Jackson, who I can only come in and out of. Sometimes I don't have control over him. There was this super cool promo at the beginning of the show that I know you missed that totally worked as I planned in my head. It did not work. And I think that there was a fair warning from Little Joe Jackson that you guys will indeed rest in peace on that Sunday of the AFC Championship game.
Well, here's the deal, Joe. I'm with this if you're with this, because we did take a lot of our time with a bunch of our promos and all that shit. And we really got to get the show on the road. I'm down to just say our disappointments and our like. Because
we'll do what we do with the picks. We'll give a one-line explanation. Just so you guys know, we had to record today, as Nude already kind of explained a little bit, and we kind of already did a bit about. He's got to get back to work. I got to hit the road for one of my best buds' wedding. Congratulations, Kendall Chapa and Thomas Chapa. I'm really excited for both of you. Can't wait for the wedding this weekend, but we are on a rush. Both are time crunches. So we are going to go ahead and give you guys our disappointment, surprise, and game.
Just run your list, and I'll run my list.
And we're going to do a one-sentence explanation like we do when we're in a rush for the picks. So what my surprise game of the week this week is gonna go ahead, and I'm pulling it up here right now. Is gonna go ahead, and it was my surprise game was Panthers versus Saints. I didn't expect the Panthers to dominate like that. I'm not convinced they're legit. I do think it's just one of those week 2 funky bits.
Oh, just wait until tonight. But continue. Just kidding.
I think I have Texans covering tonight.
All right, go ahead.
My next game up is going to go ahead, and it was originally Steelers versus Raiders, and we decided to go ahead and make that a recurring segment of both our teams. So my disappointment instead was going to go ahead, and it's going to be the Bengals. Listen, everybody, you can laugh at me, howdy, ha, Joe, but I still think the Bengals, and Newt, I think you're a little partial with me on this, right? I still think they have a receiving core with a ton of potential. Joe Dirty Burrow is a damn demon, and he's going to make shit happen for this team eventually. I promise you, I got a lot of faith faith in Joe. I think that defense is what obviously scares me the most, but I still do have a lot of high hopes, but I think they just didn't come out strong enough that first half of the game to get the dub this week, and it let me down.
So
kind of a bunch of ways to win.
So I will say this about Burrow. Burrow does scare me and doesn't make it a winnable game on Sunday. Not like, oh, we're going to beat the Bengals hard. So that's not good. But anyways, so my surprise game of the week is Cowboys-Chargers. Obviously,
Wait, I still got my game of the week, which was we already talked about. And was just the resurrection of Lamar. Congratulations, Lamar, again. We're back, baby. You're the best quarterback in the league. Your list? You got a list for me there, Nate?
Hold on.
Your first surprise was Cowboys versus Chargers.
No, I'm looking at this. What is this?
Well, some dropping news. We have a bomb. We have a live recording bomb that dropped.
This might be a bomb.
Give it to us.
You said you remember how you said the Texans might cover tonight?
Yeah.
You want to know the record of rookie quarterbacks on Thursday Night Football against the spread?
Not 0 and a bunch of losses.
No, you were right. 4-1.
Oh damn!
So okay. That's why I was reading. I was actually reading that. Sorry.
Okay.
My bad, guys. But there's your betting.
I like that. I like that a
betting
lot.
News. So I'm on the Texans too. So congratulations. Anyways, so surprise game of the week is Cowboys. Cowboys and Chargers. Everybody thought this was a points thing, but it became a rough show, and it was actually worse than I thought. It's a surprise because both offenses were not really that good. It happens. So disappointment. Cardinals and Vikings. The reason why I put it as my disappointment, I thought the Vikings would be a little better this year. So far, they haven't proved shit on defense. Their defense is Swiss cheese. And Kyler Murray is probably the best quarterback besides if your name is not Tom Brady in the NFL. And the game of the week, I put Browns-Texans because, man, if Tyrod Taylor's played that entire game, I'm not saying they would beat the Browns. I'm saying they at least did better in the second half than they did. But also, Bonehead of the week goes to the Texans.
I'm so glad you mentioned this. I forgot to bring it up.
Bonehead move of the week. Penalty. He could have either had a 3rd down and 14 or 15, or a 4th and 1 or 2. He picks 4th and 2 and punts the ball. So I don't understand. And it's
to be a little clear on that. It was 3rd and 15. They get 13 yards. It was a 13-yard pass to Brandon Cooks. Then during that play, there's
I'm done with my errands.
Finally get to see. I mean, honestly, you could probably turn the camera off again.
But anyways.
Anyway, it was 4th and 2 during that 13-yard play. One of the defensive linemen goes ahead and goes off sides. So then they decide to decline that penalty where it could have been 3rd and 10, and they punted on 4th and 2. One of the most baffling moves of the week. Besides that, Culley's looked really good as a head coach for these Texans. He's had a good first 2 weeks. He's, I think, surprised all of us. But that was definitely the confusing move probably of the year. Confusing move nominee, Bonehead nominee of the year for sure, dude.
Yeah, I honestly, that's not a football guy. That's an idiot. So,
hey, he's got the Texans 1-1, baby.
I guess, dude. But Jesus, we'll see tonight. So, we'll do our waiver pickups of the week. It's not really a good waiver pickup this week. I'm throwing darts, but I'm going to go down my list. You go down your list.
Sure.
So my quarterback this week is Teddy Bridgewater against the Jets. I mean, it's the Jets, so he's due for 2 touchdowns. Courtland Sutton looks good. Wide receiver Quintez Cephas. So if they take away Hawkinson, Jared Goff looked like
I'm sure that was absolutely correct.
Maybe he's going to go after him and after him and after him. They do play the Baltimore Ravens. I'm not saying the Ravens have a lot of injuries on their defense. He might go for a little in a PPR. He might go for 5 or 6 catches, 60 to 70 yards. Tight end.
He's clearly a target for Goff in the red zone at this point, too.
Oh yeah. So, running back, Peyton Barber. Jacobs probably is going to miss some time. Drake is probably picked up in all your leagues. Peyton Barber, you might get some carries. He might get a goal line score. It's basically a throw another dart, because there's not really any more running backs after Elijah Mitchell got picked up last week.
Peyton Barber has looked good on the teams he's been on when he has his opportunities, too. No knock on Peyton. Whether it's been the Buccaneers or the Washington football team to be determined later date, but probably not, he's looked good.
Yeah, He looks great, and John Gruden likes him, so why
Yeah.
not? Tight end, Jared Cook. We think it's going to be a shootout between the Chargers and the Chiefs. He would have had a go-ahead touchdown if it wasn't for that bullshit taunting stuff, like you said. So look for Jared Cook. He's a red zone target that it looks like Herbert likes. He could do it, and the Raiders for defense.
Raiders.
They're playing Jacoby Brissett. On a beat up Dolphins offensive line. Max Crosby is the truth. That defensive line is the truth. They will sack him at least 3 times. I am going with the Raiders as my defensive stream.
Good call, good call. I'm kind of doing the same strategy with my stream. I'll go with my defensive stream, but I'll go ahead and start out with my quarterback. He's always going to be available for whatever reason. He's always going to be there. And most weeks, he'll get you at least 25 points. He is regular stat season current. Just go ahead and pick him up if you're in a pinch this week. Next up, we mentioned it a little bit, and if he's not already picked up in your leagues, go get yourself Cordell Patterson. I think that it's definitely somebody to keep your eye on. I think it's somebody that they're clearly giving more carries and touches to week by week. Go ahead and Mike Davis is still going to have his pickups. He's still going to have his time, but I think Cordell Patterson seems to be like that goal line guy. Next up, I got Hunter Renfro again, still owned in less than 10% of ESPN leagues, nude. I don't understand it. He is clearly Carr's second favorite target. Go get yourself some Hunter Renfro action. Max Williams. Max Williams is a guy that kind of had my eye on the preseason, a guy I like a whole lot, and had 9 targets last week. Yeah, some people are going to say, well, we're going to have a couple other Titans come back from injury. I'm not concerned about it. I think Max Williams is the guy going forward. I think he'll continue to see around that same target share, especially when you have those Cardinals receivers who are going to be doubled up in it, like a DeAndre Hopkins or a Kirk. With that being said, finally, Denver. I got Denver because they're playing the Jets. Simple, easy, get it done.
All right, baby. Now, we're going to do our gambling picks real quick because, like Joe said, and we keep saying, we're in a little bit of a time crunch. So we'll give you our overs and our unders, and we'll give you our spread or money line, and then we'll give you a one word kind of reason why. So.
And that's all you need, baby. We know you got faith, so let's go ahead and get started.
Picks. You just want picks, and we're here to give it to you. You don't want to hear our explanation. We're mad scientists. We're in the lab. Let's do this.
Beautifully said, baby. Let's go ahead and let's cook up and let's give them another beautiful formula to pay off that mortgage. First game to pay off your mortgage this week is going to be tonight's game. That is the Carolina Panthers versus the Houston Texans. Noon. They are favored. Carolina Panthers are, even though they are away at -8.5. Over under is 43. It's gone up since this morning. Nude, who you like, who you love.
Give me the Texans to cover. Give me the under. Like a one-word answer, rookie quarterbacks. Rookie.
Go ahead. Wookiee quarterbacks. Wookiee from Star Wars quarterbacks. Wookiees I'm going to go ahead and same reason, +8, but we're not going to be on the same page here. I am going over in this game. Next game up, next game up, we're going to go ahead and we are going to have, give me 1 second. Next game up, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to have the Arizona Cardinals going to Jacksonville. Jacksonville is getting 7.5 points here. The over-under is 52. Nude, who you like, who you love.
Give me the best quarterback in the NFL right now, not named Tom Brady, to cover, and the over.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go almost the same once again, but we're going opposite over-unders. I'm going under here. Next up, you got the Jags. It's just they're not going to go over. Next up, it's going to go ahead and be the Colts versus the Tennessee Titans. Titans are favored here at -5.5. Over-under is 48. And my very cautious and even wanting to pick this game of the week. Barely want to touch this game.
I really hate this game, but I'll go under and Titans to cover because Wentz is probably out. So.
We'll go ahead and go first Nude and Joe on the same page there. First Nude and Joe on the same page, which I did not have back and go to time this week to see if we're still undefeated. As we mentioned, a busy week for the face of the franchise crew, but we will have the updates next week. I think we actually still may be undefeated on the Nude and Joe same page. Next game, we have the Baltimore Ravens riding high into Detroit. They are -7.5. Over under is 50.
I mean, you got to pick the Ravens, right? And it's over. So. I mean, the
Lions will put up a fight, but yeah.
They're not covering it. Plain and simple. I think this is a good team to bet against, not covering all year, especially against teams like this. You get the Packers game again. Packers are going to cover the second time of the season as well. That is going to be another Nude and Joe on the same page. Next up, we have the Washington football team, named to be determined at a later date, but probably not, going to chilly, shitty Buffalo to see the Buffalo Bills. It's minus 7.5. Over under is 45.5. Nude, who you like? Who do you love?
Because Daniel Jones ripped you apart. I'm going to go Bills, and I'm going to go over. I'm going to go over. If Daniel Jones can do it, Josh can do it.
7.5 is a lot of points here for a team that I think is getting lesser value because of what happened last week. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the plus 7.5, and I'm going to take. I don't like it, but in a bounce back game for the Washington football team, named to return later date, probably not defense, I'm going to pick the under. They don't win here, but it's a tight game, and it's the under plus 7.5. Next up, we have the Saints and the Patriots. Saints are coming to New England, minus 2.5. The Pats are. Over under is 42. This Nude, before I ask you who you like, who you love, dog of the week is the New Orleans Saints for me. This is my dog game of the week. Plus 130. Yours too? Plus 130.
Saints
now
to
you
win.
don't like
and
it?
give me the Saints
Hey,
to win and over. I fucking God. All right. Well, there you go. That is the one Nude and Joey the same page, because I really loved it when I saw it. I want the Saints to just crush the New England Patriots and Jameis to look good again. So, the money line Saints over though. I'll take the over.
Nude and Joe on the same page once again. As far as I know, at least week 1 is undefeated still, so ride with it, roll with it. I feel good about it. That's our dog of the week. Face of the franchise's dog of the week. Next up, we have the San Diego Chargers, or some want to call them the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm never letting go of that dumb bit. Go ahead, shout out Iceberg versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs getting 6.5 here. And what a lot are calling the game of the week. Over under 55. Nude, who you like, who you love?
Over for sure. Angry Patrick Mahomes, so Chiefs covering.
Because it is the easiest, just simple minus no thinker over under. And you got to go over here, Nude. That's exactly why I'm going under. And then I'm going Chargers plus 6.5.
Wow.
Little Owen Wilson hosting SNL the first week. They're coming back October 2nd. Next up, we have the Falcons versus the New York Giants. Giants are favored here, Nude. Minus 3. Over under is 47.5.
Now, here's another dog of the week. I'm picking the Falcons money line and the under.
Just so we don't have a complete Nude and Joe on the same page and we don't curse all our dogs of the week or Nude and Joe's on the same page of the week, they are a dog in my opinion too. I do have the Falcons here, and I hate it. I'll probably regret this, but I'm going under. With that being said, yeah, we can't voodoo too much Nude and Joe on the same pages, and then it's just a whole thing, and it affects our bet, it affects everything, and we're hot with that. So I'm going to keep it pure. Next up, we have the Chicago Bears versus the Cleveland Browns. Browns are at home getting minus 7. Over under is 46. Nude, who you like, who you love?
Give me the Browns and give me the Justin Fields is playing, so give me the over. If it was Andy Dalton, it's probably the under. But
Nude and Joe on the same page. Wait, you had Browns covering?
Browns covering, yeah.
Okay, almost Nude and Joe on the same page. I have the Bears covering. I got a lot of dogs covering this week. Bears plus 7, and then I'm going to go ahead, and I am still going to go with the under of this game. With that being said, next up, Nude's favorite game of the week. Boy, howdy is he praying that they do not lose. This is another potential dog of the week for Joe. We have the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers are favored here at minus 3. Over under is 44. Nude, are you going to show some loyalty this week? I certainly hope so. Who you like?
I'm not picking. I'm skipping this one. I'm not picking.
You're just bowing out. So you're allowing me to go ahead and just. You're basically giving me a chance to get 2 free points.
I don't give a fuck.
You're giving me a chance to get 2 free points.
I'll pick the over under. I'll take the under, but I'm not picking the line. Fuck this team. Fuck both.
You gotta give me something.
I hope there's a tie. I hope I die.
Okay, so official prediction.
I hope I die at the game. I hope I fucking die.
The big Pittsburgh Steelers fan is hoping for his
Steelers to cover. Steelers to cover. Fuck it. Steelers to cover. Fuck you. I want to die. I want to die at the game. That's it. I'm going to the game. I'm going to die there. Bury me in Heinz Field. Let them fuck it. Let the Steelers put me down, please. Let Ben Roethlisberger throw the hardest ball he can throw to my skull. It's probably not going to kill me because it's not going to be thrown hard at all. And yeah, just let me die.
Okay, so they are going to cover. You're no longer calling a tie game, and you're still going ahead and also proclaiming your death this Sunday.
Yes.
Excellent. Love it very much. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Bengals in the under. I'm going to take Bengals money line and another Joe dog of the week. Next up, we have the Miami Dolphins versus the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are favored here, Nude, at -3, and the over-under is 48.5. Nude, who you like, who you love.
Wait, say the teams again. You broke up.
I have the Miami Dolphins versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders are at home and favored here at -3.5, and the over-under is 48.5. Nude, who you like, who you love.
Under. There's a lot of unders this week. Jesus. And I am going to go Raiders to cover.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and that's going to be our third official Nude and Joe on the same page of the week. Next up, we are going to get in further into this 4 o'clock slot here, Nude. We have the dumpster fire, shit burn, nobody gives a goddamn look the other way and turn game of the week, aka, as I like to say, simply the dumpster fire game of the week. We have the New York Jets versus the Denver Broncos. Although a lot of people are saying Denver Broncos are looking legit. Nude, let's find out if you're a believer. They're getting -10.5 here. -10.5 here to captain interception, the future of the league. Zach Wilson and his Jets. Over-under is 41. Nude, who you like, who you love?
Broncos under.
Broncos and under. I got Jets and under. Next game. No explanation needed there. Just next game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Los Angeles Rams. The Buccaneers are coming to LA. They are favored at -1.5. I think this is more the game of the week than the Chiefs game is.
Should have been the Monday night game. Should be the fucking Sunday or Monday night game, but nope.
Agreed. I don't understand why the Chiefs game's at 1 o'clock and the Broncos and Rams are a 4 o'clock game. A little blunder there by the NFL. Just another one in slew of blunders. But again, we have the Bucs favored here at -1.5, even though they are playing away. Over under 55.5. Who you like, who you love.
So give me the.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Can't bet.
We're having a lot of Nude and Joe on the same pages. Don't do it.
I can't bet I can't bet against Tom Brady. Tom Brady and the over.
Do it.
I said it.
Tom Brady covering that 1.5.
Yeah.
And you're taking the over.
Yep.
Actually, I was wrong. I thought you were leading Rams here, and I'm going to go ahead and confidently go Rams money line. Tom has those couple weird games every year, man, whether he's been at his peak, which a lot argue is now, or he's been a little bit off kilter. I think this is one of those games. I think Rams show that they're legit. Not that they did these past 2 weeks, but I really think they make a statement game this week, and it's an under game in a defensive battle that a lot of people should have seen coming with these two defenses. I think it's the easy under here, in fact. Under and Rams dogs. Next up, we have the Seattle Seahawks versus the Minnesota Vikings. Over-under is 55.5. Seahawks are favored here at -1.5. Nude, who you like, who you love.
Give me the Hawks and give me the over.
Give you the Hawks, give you the over. I'm going to go ahead and we'll give our fourth Nude and Joe on the same page. You can't pick the Vikings in good conscience, especially after the drama the Hawks have had this week. They usually bounce back pretty well the next week from those kind of things. Hawks. Next up, Green Bay Packers for our night game, our Sunday night football game. We have the Green Bay Packers versus San Francisco 49ers. Packers are still being undervalued here. They are dogs at +3.5. Over under is 50. I'm going to go ahead and say, give me Packers money line straight up. Give me the over. Give me the over. And I'm guessing we're going to have a fifth and Nude and Joe on the same page here. Nude, who you like, who you love?
Just fucking say it. Just say it. Just say it.
The fifth Nude and Joe on the same page. And I'm pretty sure, because I have a weird memory for numbers like that. I think our record is 6 Nude and Joes on the same page. So let's see if we tie our record here for Nude and Joes on the same page.
I don't know. What are you going to do for this Monday night? Because this is the two teams you hate. So go ahead.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to predict a tie here, officially on the record, in my ballsy
Shut
pick
the
of
fuck up.
year.
No. I didn't get it. I didn't do a tie. You don't get
I
to do a tie.
allowed you. I was going to let you have it.
All right, go
And
ahead.
if
You
it's
want
a
a tie?
I
You
should
can
get
have
a
a tie.
bonus 10 points.
If you get a tie, yes, you get bonus 5. I'll give you 5.
Let's me in the middle, 7 at 7. I get a bonus 7.
7 is fine.
Okay, beautiful. I get a bonus 7. I'm calling tie. I'm straight up a tie.
If it ties, I'm gonna kill myself. I'll be dead. Sunday, I'm
You
dying,
talk about a
so it
mad
doesn't matter.
scientist. They will
Sunday
finally
is
see
dead.
what little Joe Jackson is capable of.
I'm gonna go
a tie, and I have an over. Tie in the over.
I'm gonna go over, and I'm gonna go Eagles covering.
Come on. Go tie 6 Newt and Joe on the same page. Face of the franchise.
No, because
Balls
I
on
know
the
it's
drum
not
set
gonna be
like
a
in
tie.
Step Brothers.
It's not gonna be a tie. It's gonna actually be a blowout, either like Eagles blow them out or Cowboys blowing them out. It's one or the other. It's not gonna be a tie. I promise you it won't be a tie. If it's a tie, then yes, I will come back from the grave from the Steelers game, kill myself again, and then I'll be like, well, that's it. So a lot of death talk.
They're still in the Steelers game. Rise again.
A lot of death talks.
See,
a lot of death talks.
A lot of TED talks. A lot of talk of claiming you're Christ because you're gonna rise again apparently, and then die after the Eagles Cowboys tie. So a lot of Christ jokes, a lot of death. A lot of just bright dark humor on this episode of Face of the Franchise, putting a smile on your face, making you a whole lot of money in the gambling corner as we always do. Newt, sign us off, baby.
So, okay, shout out to our sponsors. 1, Stuck Up Clothing, finest fashion money can buy. Follow them on IG, Facebook, Twitter. Look at their website. Look at their new designs. Go get some. Seductions by Jax. Get your nails done.
The handle at Stuck Up Clothing.
I didn't mention that. I mean, it's fine.
I mean,
okay.
You gave me shit for not giving the handle last week, and then you forget it this week.
No, I said at least tell them IG and stuff. And then she books through IG, so please go on IG, get your stuff ready for the new. I know it's like almost wedding season again, so there you go. As well as Eyesight. That's Eyesight with an I, mobile eyewear company. They'll come to you for your eye wearing needs. Go on their website, see their new lines, as well as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Follow them, as well as Smooth My Balls. Brought to you. This episode was brought to you by Smooth My Balls. Get your shave down there. It is wintertime, so you're going to be stuck with a girl or even a guy. I mean, if you like it that way, shave your nuts, shave your too. Use 4CR20 to get money off your next purchase. That's 4, the number 4, CR, the number 20 on your next purchase. Tell them Little Joe and the Pharaohs sent you, because this is the face of the franchise, and we out. Stay breezy, stay easy. One love.
We out. Was it we? I can never remember which one I do. We out.
Oh my God. That's staying in. We out.